Alrighty. Well, this looks to be the next lot of veranda posts. All this treated pine, H4 treated pine, and that's just your bog standard framing stuff. That's 4.2, and I think that's 2.4, but I only really needed like about a 1.8 for that. But anyway, yeah, gotta go get some more firewood in a minute. But yeah, the paint you see here, there's some paint my father had for a, it's basically an old caravan slash trailer that they had, and long and short of it is that they bought paint to repaint it and never painted it. Turns out it's actually fine for the purposes of painting weatherboards, so that's what the bedroom all got painted with, and I had a little bit of that left over, which is actually like the first coat of those. There are actually 3 coats on them, and the rest of it, I'm not joking, is the same stuff I painted this with. And when I patched up the weatherboards in the back there and the ones that were like in front of the on the peak of the roof in front of the solar panels, that's that same thing of paint. That's that same bucket of paint. I went out and bought this little tiny one that's another white one of the same brand. It's actually like picket fence paint. But you know, it's exterior paint that goes on wood, yeah, good enough, whatever. And so I went out and bought a little tub of it, like instead of the bigger bucket, I just got like a little tub, you know, like that, of the white. I haven't even opened it. So, and I've still got like about 3/4 of an inch in the bottom of the cream coloured one, so yeah, that's good, that worked out good. That there is, ooh, I think it's 45 by 90, which is what you use for your lower floor when you've got like a ground floor and a first story, and when it's like a, you know, double story house. All the framing they use 45 by 90, whereas if it's a single story house, you know, like this where there's not actually another floor, they usually use 35 by 90. This is shit. It's a mix of 3 by 2 and 3.5 by 2, but that's all. Yeah, old school hardwood framing. There's the kitty. What's doing, kitty? Oh, sort of sheep-like eating it. This stuff absolutely stinks, this tree. When you light it, honestly, it's like acid hitting the back of your bloody neck. I'm never going to burn this shit in a wood heater ever again because it was horrendous. Anyway, not sure this paint lasts too long because in a few years back, this was all new paint, and look at it, it's all coming off. And some of the other one, like that's the little peak piece I done up there, and you can see there's a little bit coming off, but that's because that was actually pre-coated with paint that's probably, you know, second-hand weather, was probably 30 years old or something. But a lot of this here, that's all held on pretty well on this side, just one there. But on the back wall, over the back, on the outer side of my bedroom, there's quite a few bits of that are turning to shit, but this is not looking good. You know what? Maybe that's where the rest of that paint ends up going. It might be an idea. I think I may have painted the inside of it actually, because there's a couple of little... Yeah, maybe I'd get old Mr. Solar Panel out of the way here for the day, and we have a go at this one of these days. I'll have to put that on my little list of to-dos on my phone, because that really looks like it blooming needs it. Freaking shit paint. That's why it's only $5 a litre. You know, I'm getting what I'm paying for, which ain't much, and therefore I'm not getting much. But yeah, anyway, these are some of the original ones that were, you know, probably been here since World War II or something like that. That's a bit annoying though, because that really isn't holding. That's bloody shit, to be honest. I'll stick down a couple of bags on the bottom here, just to, you know, hold it down with a few rocks just to keep the paint dripping on the ground. And yeah, I might have to look into that. Anyway, there's some more of that same paint that you can see. Like, this is all turned to shit. It's all cracking. Now, I knew this one isn't too great, and I tell you what, the other one over here, that's me lemon verbena, by the way. She's going a little bit yellow. I think it might be just getting affected by the cold a little bit. It might be time to harvest a bit, but to be quite honest, I don't really need to harvest it. I've had all this too. So I don't know if she's forming seeds or what the hell's going on. I think it is, because it's got flowers and that. You won't see that very well. This is getting, like, these are getting really big. Look at the bloody stems on that shit, you know? It's fairly fantastical sized stems. It's damn near as big as my index finger, you know? So anyway, this here is going really bad. And you know what that is? It's bloody wood fungus, and I broke off a piece in the back, so this is absolutely knackered. In terms of wood, this is going really bad, actually. Yeah, so that's what all that other 45 by 90, like the 4x2 type stuff. 4x2 is technically 50 by 100, but you know what I'm saying. Framing timber, that's what all this is going to be, you know, used to replace. And see, the big fail that I've done here was, aside from, oh yeah, shit paint that's starting to come off as well. Yeah, of course. Aside from shit paint, that's not treated pine. That's just random internal pine, and so is that one that's holding the fridge panel. And yeah. They ain't made to be outside, and yeah, so that's what you get. So anyway, all that stuff, those two big end ones, they're treated, so they're made to be outside. Plus 3 layers of paint. Probably still should give it another paint 5 years' time, but see these damn things here, these posts. I don't want to go flat on my ass trying to show you this, but I've got a bit of a thing to hop over, but I think this is milk crate's about to bloody cave in, so we'll just have to bowl over the fence here. Hang on. Pull my damn pants up. Oh! That should be out with the other scrap batteries. That's the old fridge one from, like, shit, that's been there about a year and a half. Anyway, this is the, what's his name? Veranda posts, as you can see. Oh, it's kept fairly well, actually. I repainted all this. I actually scrubbed all this with a wire brush. Oh, the dust and the shit that got in my eyes. My gosh. Might have actually been the wire brush on the cordless drill, come to think of it. And I repainted all this, and that's all held on, that paint. Shit, the water's coming right off here, and yet that paint's held on fine. Now this line here, that's conduit for the extra 40 watt panel, and then there's another 40 watt panel sitting there near the bins there. You see the little, that's actually a washing machine case, but good sheet metal in that actually. That's been sitting outside for a few years, and it's absolutely like the day it was built. But you see the little legs there beside it, that little piece there, that's the other 40 watt panel. And those two extra 40 watt panels sort of go alright because of run the Peltier fridge now instead of the compressor fridge. But anyway, oh, this back one survived nicely as well. I'll put this in with a nail gun. I have too. Yeah, so that you can see all the tops all turned to shit. This side's bloody terrible. That's atrocious. Look at it all cracking in. See, it's sort of, that should be flat. See, it's like sinking in. That's the sign it's actually rotting. So I can push it in with my finger. As soon as you can push something in with your finger, she's basically rotted. She's basically buggered. So anyway, this is what I wanted to point out. These, I didn't paint these. And I had thought of just replacing them. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. And see this here, they've had like some bit of 4x2 or something run along the front of all these, and the same as the ones on the other side. And I find one on the other side's actually just fell over. It's not even attached at all. But they had that going through this, so you think, oh, you know, nice big 4x4. Yeah, actually, no, it's not even a 2x4 because of this piece. So there's like some railing or some bullshit of a bit of 3x2 or something going along here. And of course now you've got all these posts that are weak as shit. All of these, you've got some sort of I probably should be spray painting these too. I think there's one in the actual veranda around near the front door there, back door, whatever you want to call it, that's got primer on it. And I don't think these wouldn't mind a bit of paint on these, but he's gone and concreted all these. This is my uncle. This is back in literally like, 2001 or something like that. Or 2000. He's gone and concreted all these different bits of metal in that have all got 2 bolts going through at some point. And he's basically used the original posts and then just redug a hole, bit of concrete, bit of steel in the hole. And that's like, every single one of them's like this. So I'm probably going to use these and then just attach the new ones to it. But there's all like this RHS, like your square, inch by inch, and a lot of different ones. But I'm going to, probably wouldn't be a stupid idea to get some galvanised bolts and use brand new bolts too, but I don't know that they're going to die before the rest of the house is going to die. But I just don't like the idea of a veranda being held on by some bloody little bit of crap like that. So, and all unpainted and crumbling away with what remains of lead paint on the back of it, most likely. And I sort of had a feeling, I mustn't have painted these, because you can see where I've come down from the brush from painting the underside of this one here. And it's just sort of, so I never actually went ahead and painted those. Oh, except the end one. I did paint that end one there. And that's because it's got a bit of stuff attached to it. But that's the only one I've done, so there's a lot of stuff attached to that end one. I don't know if that one's... We'll see. I'll work it out. But anyway, probably should come in here with a whippersnapper and give this a bloody good arse whooping too. I think a lot of it's about to fall over, but it's got no sheep in here to flatten it down. And used to occasionally be a rabbit, but you know, the cat soon scared any rabbits out of this area, needless to say. She's not only likes eating rabbits, she's also a fairly territorial cat, I've noticed. When other cats have approached this place and I hear what sounds like someone getting their bloody throat cut, and that's just her reaffirming a territory with other cats on occasion. Yeah. Anyway, that's my little situation at the moment.